want to give double honors to the elders of GMS who rule well in sincerity and truth. We want to give honors to the brothers out there that's pushing this word in sincerity and truth, and give bless the brothers and bless the other brothers and sisters out there pushing this word in sincerity and truth. We're the Mississippi Saint camp, coming to you today to bring another lesson to let you know that Yahweh Shah is preparing his return, and he's got his men out on the four corners of this world teaching his word throughout the earth and on the unicorn. And you know, we just want the people on this side to wake up and understand that some of you have been called. Some of you have been called to wake up in this glory, and some of you have been damned in this glory. So for those that have been called, we want to wake up and understand your purpose that the Most High have set forth for you to do throughout this world. You know, we all have a purpose. We all have a duty to do. And, you know, we're out here doing our duty now. We're going to start in Isaiah 1. But you know, the way this world is being run, people want to give credit to everybody else but the Most High. You know, the Most High can't get his credit, he can't get his honor for the things that he do, even though he does good and he brings evil. But for the things that he do, they want to give the credit to somebody else. You know, for one, you know, everybody's all up in arms about the way Trump is running this world now. You know, the way how he's pushing things out. But Trump is doing the things according to the order of the Most High. The Most High has a spirit dealing with Trump to have Trump to push things into his agenda, the Most High's agenda. You know, but who gets the credit? Trump. Everybody, well, Trump this, Trump that, Trump this, but they're not thinking on the Most High and saying, you know, I need to be praying to the Most High. So during that time that Trump pushed all of this stuff down, people are going to fall for his tactics. They're going to fall for him to take care of them and protect them during the time the Most High really send this terror on the earth. You know, and that's a lesson for another time going into Isaiah chapter 31. You know, woe to those that go down to Egypt for help. You know, so you know, people need to give the Most High his credit and give him, you know, even though he's bringing the good and the bad, they need to give him his credit.
This is Isaiah chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Isaiah the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. Isaiah 1 and 1 in the AMP. The vision of the prophet Isaiah, the son of Amos, concerning the kingdom of Judah and its capital Jerusalem, which he saw as revealed by the Most High during the reigns of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. Hear, O heavens, and listen, O earth, for the Lord has spoken. I have reared and brought up sons, but they have rebelled against me and have broken away.
You see that? So like that goes back into he's brought up sons, you know, the sons of God. You know, those sons have rebelled. Those kings have rebelled from the rule of the Most High. You know, they have come and confederate with all these other nations and start keeping their customs and gods and not worshiping the Most High. So now the Most High is angry for the leadership that they have done to the people and how they have led the people astray.
The ox instinctively knows its owner, and the donkey its master's feeding trough. But Israel does not know me as Lord. My people do not understand.
And that's I'm gonna get Hosea 46.
Okay.
You know, and that's what the people don't understand, because we have gone so far from the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, that we don't understand the holy order. That's why he got his prophets and his preachers out here now teaching the true order and the true way to return back to the Most High. And that's why a lot of people, and he's going to read Hosea 4 and 6, are going to be. Whichever one it is.
This is Hosea 4 and 6 in the AMP. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge of my law, where I reveal my will, because you, the priestly nation, have rejected knowledge. I will also reject you from being my priest. Since you have forgotten the law of your God, I will also forget your children.
And see, that's what's happening now in our day and time. The Most High has forgotten the children. People can't understand why a lot of kids are dying, why a lot of kids are suffering, why a lot of kids are going straight from the ways and rules of the Most High. And even though many of them go to church, but they're not getting the knowledge. They're not getting the true knowledge of the Most High. They're not getting the true understanding of the Most High. Because if they were, we wouldn't have a lot of this. We wouldn't have a lot of killing. We wouldn't have a lot of premature marriage. And I say premature, but we wouldn't have marriage, where they just doing it for lust. We would have order in our cities. We would enjoy the goodly pleasures of the Most High, and we will have brotherly love among all of us throughout our city, throughout our community. But our people are gone so far astray that many got to be destroyed because they can't come back. Blood touches blood.
Right. Like you was going into it, be order in our communities, it'll be order amongst our nation. Like what you're going into with the marriage, people don't even understand the true concept of marriage. And like you were saying, if it was an actual order, the women would be getting married off by their fathers or whatever male figure is over them. They'll be getting married off so that they can actually have a husband and actually, start a family the proper way. Instead of all this disorder where you got women raising children by themselves and the whole single mother and all this, this whole thing amongst our communities. Because at one point we didn't operate in this fashion, but now, like the brother said, because we got further and further away from the Lord, now you got all this disorder and chaos in our communities, so nobody knows the way back. But the Lord has sent his prophets, and only they have that mindset of turning back to the Lord. Everybody else, you're gonna get caught up in all the judgments that the Lord got. Verse 7. The more they multiplied in number and increased in power, the more they sinned against me. I would change their glory into shame.
And see, that's what happened to our people now. We've been a laughing stock throughout the whole world. We at one time was a glorious nation, but now we went through all the captivities. We went through slavery, and now we're still at the bottom of the pack when it comes to the other nations. They do us any kind of way. They come to our community and do us any kind of way. They cheat us out of our wages. They cheat us out of food. We pay overpay for things. And so now, the Most High has let us drop to the bottom of it. But now He wants to bring us back up to our true stature and our true order. But there's a process that has to be done for that. It's we have to work our way back up. He's not just giving it to us, just say, okay, you did all of this, we're gonna give this back, I'm gonna give this back to you. No, we gotta earn that. We gotta earn our way back into the kingdom, back into that glory. Just like you earn your way to that high level position on your job, you gotta earn your way to that high level position in the Most High's kingdom.
Right?
Go ahead.
It's Hosea chapter 4, starting at verse 1. And you got something else, right?
I'm gonna go ahead.
All right, I'm going to read down. Hosea 4 and 1 in the AMP. Hear the word of the Lord, you children of Israel, for the Lord has a legal case with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no faithfulness, no steadfast love, no dependability or loyalty or kindness or knowledge of the Most High from personal experience with Him in the land.
See, and that's how people have failed from that grace, because at one time we gave the Most High honor. You know, when you walk into another brother's house, you know, you greeted that brother, but you also, you know, said that the Most High has peace in this house. If you know, and you shared the word with that brother, you gave the Most High His honor first, and then you greeted that brother. And the things that you do, you know, that's part of the commandments. You know, honor thy, love thy brother and sister as thou love thyself. Just roughly paraphrase. Neighbors. Yeah, neighbors. You know, which goes into your brother and your sister. You know, so roughly paraphrasing, and you loving, you know, that person as you love thyself, meaning that you wouldn't throw yourself out in the middle of the street to get hit by a bus. You know, if you were hungry, you wouldn't hide your food from yourself that you couldn't eat, or, you know, that you couldn't eat if your brother was hungry. You know, so that's why the Most High said, get the beam out of thy own eye before you try to remove it out of your brother's eye. So it's a lot we have to learn. It's a lot we have to do in order to get back to that stature. And the first part of it is loving ourselves. You know, is loving our brothers and sisters, putting ourselves before others. Just like Yahweh Shah told the disciples, you know, a master's, how do you say, a master's not greater than our servant, or servant not greater than our master. Yeah, a servant not greater than our master. So he came as a servant, you know, and he washed his disciples' feet. He catered to his disciples, you know, because he earned that brotherly love with them. But we have gotten far away from that. We've gotten far away from the law, statutes, and commandments, that we're, you know, we have evil toward our own brothers and sisters, which is not right in the Most High's eyes.
And just to add to it, like you said, no mercy, no truth, or no knowledge of the Most High in all the land, because our people, they don't have no type of personal connection with the Heavenly Father. That's why when Jacob's trouble come, and that's why when all these judges that Jacob be getting caught up in come, they not gonna, Lord said, you're not gonna be able to call on me and I answer you. Jesus ain't gonna work, he ain't coming. Even people, you know, Israelites that know the name of Yahweh, or Yahweh Shah, because Yahweh Shah said, you gonna roughly paraphrase, gonna even people be called, you know, Israelite gonna be calling on his name, saying they did this and they did that. And he gonna reply, I never knew you, depart from me, you workers of iniquity. So you got a lot of Israelites that's gonna be rejected in the time of Jacob's trouble, and this is going into the reasons why, because even you got a lot of Jake, they know they Israel, or you got a lot of Jake now that's waking up to the fact that they Israelites, and they might start shalom, and they might start turning away from pork, you know, trying to keep the dietary laws, but the inward man is not being reconformed. Right. You know, they're not transforming who they truly are, who they are. They basically just a nigga that know he an Israelite, or Eve that know she a nigga woman that know she an Israelite.
Right. And you know, that goes into the scripture too, because what's the scripture where it says that the Most High delayed his coming, and the master began to smite his servants. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I get it. This is Luke chapter 12, starting at verse 41. Let me start at verse 40. Be ye therefore ready also, for the Son of Man cometh at a time when ye think not. Then Peter said unto him, Lord, speakest thou this parable unto us, or even to all? And the Lord said, Who then is that faithful and wise steward, whom his Lord shall make ruler over his household, to give them their portion of meat in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord when he cometh shall find so doing. Of a truth I say unto you, that he will make him ruler over all that he has. But if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the men servants and maidens, and eat and drink and be drunk and to be drunken, the Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in sunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers.
And see, that's beginning to happen now with a lot of other, camps. They're going back into the world, basically, and they're like, I'm done, I'm tired, he ain't returning now, and they beginning to lash out at the other maids and servants, and doing the things that they used to do in that earthly flesh. That's why in 2nd Ezra 16, the angel tells Ezra not to worry about his immoralities anymore, and leave off your immoralities and keep pushing forward. We can't go back into the world. We're so close now to the end that, it's almost right before our eyes, but you can't start going back and having the pleasure of this world and thinking that you still be saved in the end, because that's not going to happen. It's just like what he quoted earlier, where they said, well, Lord, Lord, I cast out devils in your name, I done this in your name, I done that in your name, and he's going to say, depart from me, you workers of iniquity, because I do not know you. So you can't let things get you trapped in this world and go back to those fleshly lusts that you used to once had.
Just to add to you, a lot of the Israelites, they never converted. They never truly changed who they were. They still had that old man embedded inside of that person. It's basically, that's why that's old cloth on a new garment. I forgot exactly how
old wine in the new bottle.
It's an old cloth on with a new garment. I think it said it like that too. But a lot of these Israelites, they never truly changed who they are. That's why they still captivated by ways of the world. You still got Eve that knows she an Israelite that still practice feminism. They still practice a form of feminism. They still have that manipulative way, and personally we haven't, well, I'll speak for myself, I haven't dealt with any Eve. I haven't dealt with any woman that knows she's an Israelite that's in the truth. But just from hearing all the other brothers, go into it and talk about it, and just knowing how Eve operate in this world already without the knowledge of it, we already know that women that know they're Israelites, outside of those that's of the elect, that's of the hopeful elect, that's truly trying to repent and turn back to the Heavenly Father. But women that's of these, especially of these other groups, they worse than a woman that don't know they're Israelites. But like the scripture's going into, it said the servant delayed his coming. The Lord delayed his coming. That's what the servant saying. These other camps, these other groups, and the main ones that they love to get on is GMS. The main camp that they love to get on is basically GMS.
GMS bringing out their flaws, and the most it's not GMS. The Most High is using GMS to bring out the other camp's flaws and point out their iniquities, and they don't like it. I got that scripture. All right, this is Matthew 9. I'm gonna start at verse 15. It's in verse 14. It said, then came him the disciples of John, saying, why do we and the Pharisees fast often, but the disciples fast not? And Yahushua said unto them, can the children of a bride chamber mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them? But the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken from them, and then shall they fast. No man putteth a piece of new clothes on an old garment, for that which is put into fill it up, taken from the garment, and the rent is made worse.
All right, read that in the AMP just to see what it says.
All right, this is verse 14. It says, disciples came to John, the disciple of John the Baptist came to Yahushua asking, why do we and the Pharisees often fast and a religious exercise, but your disciples do not fast? And Yahushua replied to them, can a guest of the bridegroom mourn while the bridegroom is with them? The days will come when the bridegroom is taken away from them, and then they will fast. But no one puts a piece of unshrunk new cloth on an old garment, for the patch pulls away from the garment, and the worst tear results. Nor is new wine put in an old wine skin that have lost their elastic. Otherwise, the wineskin bursts, and the fermenting wine spills, and the wineskin are ruined. But new wine is put into fresh wineskin, so both are preserved.
Right. And, you could have read the last one, KJV. But just going into the point, a lot of these Israelites, they never truly changed who they were. They never converted. You know, they just that outer man is basically saying that they are Israelite, but they never truly changed who they was. And a lot of them, we're coming into this truth, or learning about this truth, coming around this truth, not even coming into it, but coming around it and learning that they Israelites, but never truly converted. Then they go back into the world. They turn out worse than what they were from the beginning. And like the scriptures say, it would have been better if they never came into it to begin with, you know. But a lot of Israelites are trying to find out the hard way that Yahushua never was with you, you know, because you never changed who you were. You never converted and never came under that proper order that Yahushua had already established. You know, he had already established the order of how we supposed to be and the mindset we supposed to have, because that's the first thing you change, your mindset. And then with your mindset changing, it's gonna come with your actions. Your actions gonna start to change, and then you're gonna be able to truly be healed and truly convert. Because now your mind, you thinking on a level, or you thinking in the way that Yahushua thinks. So now you're gonna move in the way that Yahushua thinks. And the same for the women. You know, they gonna move out to the order that the Lord had established for women to be in. And all the women that from the righteous women, you know, like you say, the elect lady, or the women that they use for examples, like Sarah, you know, for example, all the way down to women that was during the time Yahushua was on the earth. You had Mary Magdalene, you know, just different women that was around Yahushua. Mary is a good example. She had many sins, she had many things that she had done, and actually Yahushua forgave her, you know. So no matter which woman, you know, which woman you choose to use as an example, those women, they was either in order or they came under the order once they was converted, you know. But a lot of Israelites have not converted. Back at Hosea chapter 6, verse 2. There is false swearing of oaths, deception, broken faith, murder, stealing, and adultery. They employ violence so that one act of bloodshed follows closely on another.
And so this goes, and a lot of this is happening today as well, and it's happening among our churches. Because who's in most of the rulership in the Jake community? The churches are. You know, they're selecting the politicians. The politicians are corrupt. You know, the politicians are doing wicked things. The church leaders are doing wicked things and causing, you know, people to err and causing people to get killed and, you know, leading the people astray. So you got, you know, wickedness happening, you know, from all groups, in all areas, in all avenues.
Right.
Read that last part.
They employ violence so that one act of bloodshed follows closely on another.
Right, and so, you know, when they say employ violence, you know, they may go and have someone whacked off, you know, and then after that, that causes a chain reaction of bloodshed, you know, because you got retaliation, you know. We're a nature of people that's not going to let somebody come along and slap us in the face and we walk away. You know, that's a fight brewing to happen, waiting to happen. You know, so, you know, and a lot of the leadership do this. And that's why Jake is so far in the pit that, you know, it's going to take a Howard shot to pull us out of it and bring that new law and order in order for things to get right.
And then for that employee also goes into engage, like you're engaging into something, because like the brother had said, these churches, they not healing the community. You know, why is it that violence is increasing more and more on the earth, but you got a church on every corner, and you got every denomination, every sense of belief, but there's no peace in our community, you know? But the reason is because the Lord is not there. Like the brother said, the Lord has not chosen those men to be the leaders, to be the spiritual leaders for our nation, for our people. So that's why violence is increasing more and more. That's why it's so dangerous in your communities now. You know, you can't even go outside without worrying about something happening or something going on. You gotta worry about the children every day. That's not what life's supposed to be. But the Lord is calling us out on all our bullshit. You know, He's calling us out on everything. He's calling us out on everything that's in our community. And He's telling us that this is the reason why it's going on. And then I'm gonna continue to judge you for it because you're not repenting. You know, but the type of judgment that the Lord got coming to the earth is going to be far more severe than what He did in the ancient times, and even what He did during the time of slavery. Therefore, the land continually mourns, and everyone who lives in it languishes in tragic suffering, together with the animals of the open country and the birds of the heavens. Even the fish of the sea disappear.
Right, and that's happening now. You know, our seas is empty. The land, Jerusalem, is mourning now. We got small hats over there who now has made our land the capital of LBGTQIZ, you know, and it's mourning, you know, because the children that it birthed is not there anymore. And why are we not there anymore? Because the Most High kicked us out of it because we went astray from His laws, statutes, and commandments and His holy order. But He's getting ready to bring us back to that land once He purifies that land. That's why it has to be cleansed by fire, you know, and it's going to be destroyed and rebuilt for His presence as well as our presence, you know. So and our leaders are not preparing the people's mind for this. You know, they're steady talking about prosperity. Things are going to get better. Yeah. You know, you just keep doing what you're doing, and you know, the Lord gonna make it better. You know, all we got to do is remove Trump out of office, and things will get better. You know, but they don't understand. I ain't never seen no one-winged bird flying around here. You know, so the capital of Babylon is an eagle. It has two wings, which is the left side and the right side. That's right. Democrats and Republicans. And they work in conjunction to make that bird fly. So don't be fooled by their antics like they're against each other. You know, they may be against each other on smaller little things, but in the whole scheme of things, they're flying and working together to make that eagle soar, because their whole agenda is to keep this place on top, you know, and not fall on the bottom. But we know according to scriptures that this place is going to be destroyed by fire and never inhabited again. So, we have to continue to push the word of the Most High in Yahweh Shai, for our brothers and sisters out there that will get this and wake up, that they may have that opportunity to go into glory from this side.
Yeah, let no one find fault, nor let any rebuke others, for your people are like those who contend with the priests. Right, they contend with the priests. Those they don't want to hear. Our people, they're not, our people, we love to procrastinate. Our people only want to do something or want to be a part of something when it really matters. And our people take this truth the same way, but Yahweh Shai told us not to. That's why Yahweh Shai constantly told us to watch. Watch, because we don't know at what time he's gonna return. We just know the signs, we know the seeds. And we see all the signs that Yahweh Shai's return is imminent. At any point in time, it could be sometime this year, Yahweh Shai returns. Literally, it could be sometime this year, or it could be next year, or it could be 2027. But whatever time it is, we right here at the door. So, but like I said, our people, they contend with the priests. They don't want to hear nothing about that. They don't want to hear nothing about the end. We tell them about the end all the time. They don't want to think about it. They think it's too painful for them. It's too scary for them. But then when they have to live through it, they're going to be looking for the men to tell them what to do. It's going to be too late. Verse 5, so you will stumble in the daytime, and a false prophet will also stumble with you in the night, and I will destroy your mother Israel.
Gone. And Israel has been destroyed, because we don't know who we are as a people. We're on the bottom, the very bottom. At one time we were in a glorious position, but now we're on the bottom of everybody. Other nations rule over us. Our kids don't know the Most High. Our people don't know the Most High. And we don't give him the honor that we should be giving him. And giving him his glory. We're constantly, we give preachers, politicians, and other leaders more honor than we do the Most High, and that's not right. The Most High created everything and owns everything, and we should be giving him all the glory. Yahweh Shai should be getting all the glory. Yahweh Shai should be getting all the glory, and not these other people getting the glory.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge of my law, where I reveal my will. Because you, the priestly nation, have rejected knowledge, I will also reject you from being my priest. Since you have forgotten the law of your God, I will also forget your children.
And that's what, like I said earlier, that's what the Most High has done. People can't understand what's happening to the kids. Why they falling by the wayside? Why they killing each other? Why they like wild bulls at the head of the streets? What's going on with them? And then, but the parents have turned from the Most High. The parents are not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High and giving the Most High his honor. And the men, going into the men that should be leading their families, they're going around from place to place to place, having kids, but they don't know the order that the Most High has set forth as far as us having wives and honoring the Most High. It's not to our pleasure that we can just go and sleep around like we want to. We have to follow that honor and follow that glory to give to the Most High, which make us sons of God to the Most High, keeping his law, statutes, and commandments.
The more they multiply in numbers and increase in power, the more they sin against me, I will change their glory into shame. They, the priests, feed on the sin offering of my people and set their heart on their wickedness. And it shall be like people, like priests. Both are wicked, and both will be judged. So I will punish them for their ways and repay them for their deeds.
Right, those days is coming. That's coming now. You know, the wages of sin is death. So, you know, you're going to be responsible for all the wicked deeds that you have done. You know, you're thinking you're doing it and going to get away with it, but whatever's done in the dark is brought to the light. So the Most High sees everything. Everything is being recorded. So there's no escaping his final judgment. And when he comes to judge you, there's no escape. Like the brother was bringing out earlier, you know, when your calamity begin to come, he's going to turn his back. You're going to be calling on him, but he's going to turn his back and laugh and mock on him.
Right, like I said, as the priest over the people. So from the head all the way down, whether your spiritual leaders, whether they know they Israel, whether they know they're Israelite or not, your church leaders, you know, on down to whoever you find as a spiritual guidance. All of them gonna be judged if they not coming according to the scriptures, you know, coming according to the true doctrine of our Lord, you know. Verse 10, it says, they will eat but not have enough. They will play the prostitute but not increase their descendants, because they have stopped giving heed to the Lord. Prostitution, wine, and new wine take away the mind and the spiritual understanding.
And that's what's happening now. You know, our leaders are being prostituted out because they easily bought. You know, they'll sell their soul for a little change to lead the people astray. You know, you got the celebrities that have been bought out, you know, leading the people astray. The Nicki Minaj's, the Beyonce's, you know, putting out songs and all of that to lead women astray, you know, to tell the woman that, you know, they got to put a ring on it and they got to do this and got to do that, but they're not doing that at their own house. You know, they're married women. You know, you got married women on the movie set that are portraying another man's wife and doing acts that she should not be doing. So, I mean, there's a lot of sellouts and a lot of people being sold to lead our people astray. And now when it's time to pay up, you got to pay that debt with the Most High. Or we all got a debt to pay. You know, it's just, are you trying to cover your debt now, or you gonna try to cover your debt later? But you know, later may not work, because when you can't pay, you know what happened? 9 times out of 10 in the movie, that person gets off. You know, so you need to think about what's most important to you: the ways of this world, or following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Yeah, they may seem harsh, they may seem hard first starting out, because it's something that we're not used to and accustomed to. But as you can begin to follow and keep them, they're not grievous. They're easy to do, and the Spirit is always there to remind you when you begin to go off.
Right, and just to add to what you were saying, like you said, prostitution, because our people go a whoring after these other nations, these other gods, and their ways and their customs, you know, to the point to where our people, they literally be searching for another identity, or they just be captivated by everything else. And you bring them the truth and they don't even want it, you know. You bringing them, and they Israelites, they keep, you know, for the men, you king, you know, this is what makes you a true king. They don't even want it. And like I said, wine and new wine just going into these other doctrines. And like you were speaking on with the women, that new wine of a woman being over a man, or the woman being the prize. The other nations, they don't have that. They women don't have that mindset. They don't think that they better than their men, and they actually treat their men like kings. You know, they treat their men like he's actually a lord over them. They actually have that proper mindset of how they were their order. You know, but it's only over here in Babylon the Great, like I said, the new wine, where these women think that they're much more valuable or greater than a man, which is not true, you know. And now we have came into this understanding. Even men that don't know that they're Israelite, they even come into or they probably don't accept it or whatever. But even they are coming to the understanding that they are more precious. You know, we are the more precious because for one, if women outnumber men on the earth, that's one thing. And then two, for us in this truth, well, that's one thing. And then two, we understand just our value in general as a man. We are way more valuable than a woman. You know, when it comes to taking care of and handling affairs on this earth. Because it's things that a man can do that a woman just can't do. You know? And the way that they're designed and how the Lord set them up, that's just how it is. You know? So that's the perfect order. And nothing is true. We have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of how about you now, which makes us extremely valuable. Now all this new wine is dying out. That's why nobody wants the American woman no more. It started with the so-called black woman. Then you got those of the northern kingdom, the northern tribes as well. And they had that same mindset too, just not as severe as the so-called black woman, so-called black woman, southern kingdom, women of the other nations. That's why Jake been going across seas, you know. You can't even blame him. And ultimately, when you think about it, when the Lord delivered the elect men from Babylon to Red, where you think you're going to be getting the women from? Overseas. You're going to have women that be delivered on this side, but ultimately, we're going to be getting women from the other nations. The same women that Eve is hating on now. You know, and then they do all this hate. They think because a woman is from another nation or these other countries, they think they were third world countries. And that's how they think about the women. They think they all third world, submissive, you know, or a pygmy or whatever. And these women literally outclass you in every aspect, even beauty. So the Lord deliver us. We're gonna be getting women of the other nations. Y'all gonna be saved. Except for those that's of the elect.
Right, but the women over there are women that are reared up to take care of their men. That's how they were brought up in their household, you know, and you know, they're brought up to honor their man and honor the Most High and honor the Lord of their life, you know. So, like the brother's saying, you know, they're a whole different class of breed of women.
Like you really say, train a child up in the way they want you to go. Like you say, you women, they brought up different. You over here, they brought up to, you don't need a man, you gotta learn how to be self-sufficient. Or you weave your lashes, now it's starting to, it's even making it over to, they call it the mother when you're African. And you starting to look on social media now, and you got the,
what's up, Israel?
what's up, man?
How you doing, man?
All right.
All right.
You got the so-called, the African women, they on, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and now they doing the same thing.
Y'all meet that tomorrow.
Huh?
Y'all meet that tomorrow.
Me right here.
On the street?
Yeah, on Wednesdays and Fridays.
What about, y'all meet tomorrow nowhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, the same thing. They doing the same thing Eve over here doing. They started to spread. They say they drinking that cup too. They started to go all shake their hips. They ain't got their head wrapped no more. They wearing revealing clothing. They just expanding. They say, brother, they leaving from over here. They can't go over there. Now they gotta go to Paris. They gotta go to Europe. They gotta go all type of places.
Passport boys.
Yeah. They gotta go everywhere to get away from it.
Passport boys. That's what they call them. Bro, passport bro.
And they mainly going to Thailand and I think it's Europe, Thailand, Europe. I forgot the other country. Germany. I think it's Germany too.
But see, you know, at once upon a time over here it wasn't like that, because during this brother's time when we were coming up, when you went to see a girl at her house, you greeted her father first, because he'd be sitting there on the couch or chair or wherever, or out on the porch. You greeted him first, and then you, if you were lucky enough to go into the house, you went in the house and greeted, you know, everybody else and sat in the front room or in their living room and talked to her. You know, doors open. But that has changed now, like we were talking about earlier. You know, the corruption of our people's minds have changed, and they have grown wickeder and wickeder now. So now you got 12, 13, 14-year-old girls getting boys coming over, and they back in the room locked up, you know, with the door closed. You know, so that didn't happen in my era. But I can see the change that happen now, as the scriptures say. It has come, we are continually going down to that bottom level.
I ain't seen that one on. I ain't spoke to him nothing.
Verse 12, my people consult their lifeless wooden idol, and their diviner's wand gives them oracles. I'm gonna read all this. I'm reading finishing the AMP, and I'm gonna switch back to the KJV.
I can say this, that ultimately go back to the curses of Deuteronomy 28. We're gonna say the father shall leave, and we're gonna say the installation going to, you give a quick push on it. Everything that happens here, we have to make it make sense through the scriptures. And once we make it make sense through the scriptures, this is what the brothers do. They making it make sense through the scriptures. So everything we're talking about, it ain't like we just downing our people and nothing, but the Lord downed us. The Lord brought us down. Like we reading it, like the brother read. Our people is one that contend with the priest. So the Lord like, this gonna be the app for ours. And they still do it. Like we sitting up. Like I said, they called us a priestly nation. We a priestly nation, whole nation. Whole nation of Israel, the nation of Jesus. The Lord gave us the guidelines and instructions on how to conduct ourselves as kings and priests. And we didn't go by those guidelines, so the Lord brought these curses on us. So this Deuteronomy chapter 28. In verse 54. Let's start at verse 53, Deuteronomy 28, 53. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Yahweh Shai, thy power, have given thee in the siege and in the straightness, wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate his eyes shall be evil towards his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
And see, we saw a lot of that happen. This began to happen in the late 60s, early 70s, late 70s, early 80s, where the Esau came in and started removing the father out of the homes and turning the father against the woman and making it hard for a family to function. And that curse, befell upon us. We saw that, it may have happened in previous captivities and different things, but in our lifetime span, we saw that happen in the late 60s, early 70s. That began to unfold, and you had men beginning to hate on their women, men beginning to hate on their women and hate on their children, and leave their household and go around and having multiple families in different places, sleeping with other brothers' wives and women and stuff like that. And now it's just ran rampant. It's amazing to see a young couple together with their kids and the man there trying to raise his family. That's amazing to me to see that, because it's something I don't, during my course of life, it was there, it went away, and it's been gone for a long period of time. But to see it now, it's amazing. And one thing I say to a man, stick with your family. You're gonna go through some tough times, but stick it out. Stay together. Make it work. Your kids are going to be the one that benefits from it.
Deuteronomy 28 and 54, Amplified version. Read the verse 56. The most tender-hearted man among you to have no compassion for his own brother, his beloved wife, and his surviving children. He will refuse to share with them the flesh he is devouring, the flesh of one of his own children, because he has nothing to eat during the siege. And terrible distress that your enemy will inflict on all your time. And if I can say this, this actually happened during the siege of 68 AD to 72 AD, but then it's happening spiritually now when we was brought in this captivity. You know, this the spiritual standpoint, because we still in captivity, we still besieged. You know, and like you're saying, we so distressed and oppressed. Like I said, the most tender-hearted man among us ain't gonna even have compassion on his own brother. So this is what's going on right now. This is how oppressed we have been. You know.
Yeah, it's just like we talked about when we came up. You know, I brought out the scripture about love thy neighbor as thou love thyself. You know, I said you won't go throw yourself out in the street. You know, so you're supposed to love your brothers and your sisters in that same point, in that same way. So, you know, it's just making a full circle. You know, the brother just giving a second, you know, he wasn't here when we said, we were talking about that, but he's just giving a second confirmation of that. You know, so the Most High is speaking, like I said, to those at 1/3 that's going to get this. Now, 2/3, if you get this, you know, heaven will rejoice. You know, I can't say who's going to get it and who's not, and who's chosen and who's not, because I don't even know if I'm chosen. But I would say that the 1/3 that do get this, you know, are supposed to get this, or will get this, you know, heaven will rejoice. And if a 2/3 get this, heaven will rejoice.
Verse 56. Verse 56.
He don't eat bread like that.
The most tender and delicate woman among you, so delicate, she will not so much as touch the ground with her foot, will be selfish towards the husband she loves and toward her own son or daughter.
And see, that's our women today. You know, they're so selfish. You know, it's all about them. It's either my way or no way. You know, they want to be in control of everything. You know, and they want to rule everything. You know, and that's part of the curse that we have to deal with. You know, but they don't understand that if they get in line and follow the order that the Most High has set forth and follow their husband, because He tells you to love thy husband as thou loving the Most High. So when you love your husband as you love the Most High, you know, you loving the Most High, meaning that you following the laws, statutes, and commandments, per se, that your husband is following the same laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. You know, and if he's not doing that, you're supposed to do it anyway, that you may win him over. You know, so the Most High has set up laws, statutes, and rules and regulations that we all supposed to follow, whether one's doing it, whether one's not doing it, or whether both doing it. So, but that goes into the women of Israel today. You know, they're hateful toward their husband. You know, they're hateful towards their kids. They're jealous of their kids. It's about them. I've seen women that be in the store. You know, she look like she walked out of a magazine, but her kid look like somebody on that Esau using off TV as one of the kids over in Africa that starved.
That's right.
You know, so these women are off the chain now.
How people feel. But yeah, that's the one, like you said.
And just to add to the point, going back to scripture, like it said, even the tender-hearted, most delicate women, basically going into feminine, because our women was extremely feminine at one point in time. Our women, the women of the tribes, were the most feminine women on the nation. I mean, on the planet.
Like
you know.
Like you say, her feet didn't touch.
Right. They didn't even want their feet to touch the ground. That's just how feminine our women was. Now you start dealing with these women, you clash with them because this masculinity clash with masculinity. You know, and again, going back to that's why these men, they go to these other, brothers, they go to the other countries to deal with other women because the other women, other nations are more feminine. But when Eve don't realize the way how about Shema Shah, has put both in, first and foremost and mainly into the minds of the men of the, the elect, the hopeful elect. But then even into Jake that don't, that's not into this truth, they understand that, shit, I'm gonna go where the most feminine women are. These other nations are literally outclassing our women over here. And just think about it. We don't even need the women over here. We don't need our women to reproduce or repopulate. Because even just start with Abraham or Sarah, Rebecca, Jacob's wife Rachel, and Leah, and they handmaidens, none of them were Israelites. And the 12 patriots, the women that they got with, none of them were Israelites. They was women of the other nations, and they all wanted, just like now, but even more so back then, all the women of the other nations wanted to be with Jacob. They wanted to be amongst with the Israelite men.
That's right.
So these women gonna find out the hard way that we don't need you, And like I said earlier, majority of the women that we gonna get, Lord will that number of the elect, we gonna get to repopulate with, they gonna be women of the other nations, And if they want us now, like you said, with the passport bros, they go to the other countries and get treated like gods, and we in our lower state. And even now over here, the Edomite woman, she preferred Jake more than her own man. That's how you know Esau is fallen, because they prefer Jake over their own man. Their own man still in the power. And believe it or not, a lot of the Edomite women over here in America, depending on where you go, they more feminine than and they better than Jake woman. It was Eve over here. But just going back to the point, majority of the women we gonna be coming from the other nations. But you do have sisters that's gonna be saved on this side. But the more and more we realize that, especially in the times now, because Isaiah 4:1 is right around the corner. Everything is literally right around the corner. And you're gonna start noticing more and more women trying to talk to you, more and more women trying to get your attention, until it gets to the point to where they just blatantly gotta come at you. And then the ball gonna be in our court and everything. So we being built up to know what we need, what we expect from a woman, not what we need, what we expect from a woman. It's their job to fulfill our needs, but we learning what we expect. And that's why you got brothers going to other countries, because their expectations are being met, their needs are being met. But like, I'm just finish that. But like you said in that verse, even a woman that was most tender and delicate, she should be hateful. She gonna turn against you and your children. Imagine you have children with a woman, and then she do the most evil, hateful things to your children just to get at you. That's the type of women we dealing with over here. By the Lord finna kill them all.
Most evil things she can do is take the children from the father, not let them see it. That's the most hateful thing that she can do. Because it takes the man and the woman. It takes both. And when she takes that balance away, then the children, the daughters, they automatically gonna be looking for a man.
Right.
So they get out here and start dealing with men, looking, not knowing they get that man for who is their father, so they looking for it in a man.
Right.
But all the man got to do is tell one of these young ladies they love them, and they really believe in it, they got it. You feel me? And because they get it from their father, they'll be able to know if the man really love them. You know what I'm saying?
Their intuition will kick in.
Yeah, right.
And they'll be looking for it. And if the father's treating them with respect and teaching them and raising them in the way to go, that's the type of man that they're going to look for.
Right.
Well, in this society, but in our culture, women are married off. Because ultimately, a man knows what type of man his daughter should be with. Because he's going to look for the same qualities in himself, or better, in the next, in the man for his daughter. Because we understood the purpose. It's all about nation building. It's all about building up the nation, because the Lord gave us both the commandment of be fruitful and multiply. So, we all understood that. What happened?
Yeah, brothers going to other countries because ultimately you want a woman there to listen to you. If Eve over here, you can't tell them that. That's the big thing, you always bumping heads with. And then, they say one of your glories as a man is your woman. You have Eve there
done dealt with people you know she done already dealt with them. You know, like, yeah, and now you with them and you don't know nothing about it, you know. You getting clowned or whatever. You know, Jay be going through some stuff. And it be like a lot of YouTube, you know, guys on YouTube after Kevin. Was Kevin Samuels? He was on YouTube when he was doing his live show?
Yeah.
Okay, you got guys after Kevin Samuels that make these YouTube pages going into these, and women. You got Eve doing the same thing too, and they be on point with everything they say. And sometimes they have to expose women, and by exposing women, they got to expose what they do to men. So a lot of times they really be out here telling their business, you know, saying they be, you know, they done dealt with their friends and stuff, and now they dealing with him. Now he looking stupid, you know. Yeah, they got a lot to pay for. A lot of these women finna get judged. They finna get killed, by, you know, from the Lord.
Yeah, and that was another curse though that the Lord said. The woman was gonna commit adultery. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That woman was gonna commit adultery. Wasn't nothing gonna happen. We're not, and we wasn't nothing gonna happen. It was part of the curse. It was part of
I agree.
you know, it's all part of the curse. We messed up and the world messed up. But like the brother said, the scriptures tell you though, all sin is little to the sin of the wicked. All wickedness is little to the wickedness of a woman. So a woman is way more wicked. You know, she get out here like
That's who it started with.
right.
Besides the serpent, it started with Eve, and it's just been getting worse and worse as time has progressed. And now it's finally time for everybody to be judged for everything they've been doing. But the elect, they're gonna be exempt for that judgment. You know? They're gonna be exempt from all the punishment that the Lord gonna bring to the earth.
I was just gonna say, looking at the level of the woman, you know, we can see it eye to eye. We're looking at Israel as a whole. The Most High is looking at Israel as a whole, as the woman, because we have went astray and done went a whoring and went off with other gods and not giving him his honor and not giving him respect as he should be respected. You know, so what Eve is doing to us, you know, we have done to the Most High.
And like you just read, like our women were so delicate back then, like, they didn't even want their feet touching the ground. Now here it is, this day and age, you got Eve in the club with her shoes off. Drunk, falling all over the place, twerking and shit, then she was feeling out her skirt and came up in it. And we came from feet not touching the ground, barefoot in the bathroom in the club throwing up and shit. Like,
I don't know if y'all saw that woman that was walking there earlier with the slides on, y'all just the bottom of her soul, her feet. They would look like that asphalt over there.
And
they fought to go over and do all this shit.
She wanted to do it, she had some free toes.
And then you got a lot of women. They might not even be that bad, you know, in that lifestyle, but that mindset is also gonna get a lot of women off, you know, by Shimon Abishai, because a lot of women they okay with how society is. They okay with how society is functions. Yeah, they love it because for one, it still uplifts them, and two, they cool with wickedness. You know, they love wickedness because I had seen and a lot of women they encourage this behavior. A lot of I had seen an article like 2 days ago, Wednesday, and it was from the news, WLBT, and it said five men were arrested for holding up traffic, and what they were doing was they were twerking, and you know, cause I'm going through the article because I was gonna do a lesson on it. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going through the article and they got the pictures of all five of them. All five, well, like 3 of them got wigs on, and the other 2 just look like they just look gay, you know. But all of them young, and they said that they basically was holding up traffic. They got outside their car and started twerking, and one of them was on top of the hood twerking. And this is the type of behavior that women was allowing. You were the ones hanging around these type of dudes. making it okay for them to come out the closet, making it okay for them to accept it, accepting them in their society. So now you got to pay for all that, even if you weren't a part of, you weren't doing what they were doing, you still accepted this. Now you got to pay for all that as well. You're gonna be judged for that. And you got a lot of Eve that did do that. They gonna they'll repent. Lord probably have mercy on. But Eve, you got a lot to pay for. Jake, you got a lot to pay for it too. Ain't no telling what's gonna happen to them, man. Lord probably got something real severe for them, and everybody like them. But all this type of wicked behavior, even if Eve ain't out here just doing it like that, your mindset and what you put up with, what you allow, what you cool with, Howard Shaw, he ain't cool with none of that. And he ain't gonna pair you up with none of the men of the Lord. Because the men of the Lord, we, like the scripture say, more precious than fine gold, even the golden wedge of hope. You go into the other part of the Warhead, so I can't remember exactly what I think it was like a commentary or something. But when he went into the gold and the precious, it went into basically, I think it was the word commodity. I think if I'm remembering correctly, but that's something extremely valuable and useful. Going into the men of the Lord, and then that gold is the most purest form. The most purest, rarest form. So you think the Lord is gonna allow you to be paired up with the best, the top men on earth, and here he is, you among the worst women. You got the other nations, they are better fit for the men of the Lord than you. So a lot of women finna be judged.
I'm trying to lay hands on you. Real this shit real.
Right. After you done done all that, the Lord just gonna pair you up with the men of the Lord doing Jacob's trouble, and then you gonna somehow appear on the chariot.
So you better try to tell give me all about that.
You don't know what you want, a man or a woman.
Right. You got a piece of it?
Yeah, so,
Get this back. Mosquitoes, Black gnats. I ain't taking no chance.
this one I was looking for.
I'm gonna hide it become it's the Lamentations 3:1, 4:1.
It said, this is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 1. It said, how does the gold become dim? How does the most fine gold change? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street.
Right. So the gold has become dim. The gold is the nation of Israel, and it starts with the men. Because the vast majority of these scriptures, the Lord be addressing the men, and then it trickles down to the women. So it said the gold become dim, we lost our way. We discontinued from our heritage. We fell away from our heritage, and now we rejecting our heritage. Now we don't want to. Vast majority of our people, they don't want to be Israelites. They don't even understand what they truly reject. They'd rather be whatever this society and this world has to offer. But this world never offered us us being an Israelite, being a man of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. And another thing, just to add this point in, I had seen a video earlier. It was from Eve. She said she don't like godly men. Godly men turn her off. They don't. Huh?
You about to say it?
What?
Oh, I thought you about to say it.
No. She said godly men. She don't want no godly men. If you believe in God or anything like that, she don't want you. She said she an atheist, and she said the man she dealing with is an atheist. She don't believe in God. But a lot of women actually move in that mindset. They might not say it, But they move in that mindset because when you start bringing out the Bible and trying to tell them, well, this is how you're supposed to be, this is what the Bible say about a woman, see how fast they actually conform to. They don't truly believe in the Bible. And what does an atheist do? They don't believe in the Bible. They don't believe in the Most High. It's the same behavior, even if they don't say it. Because your actions is going to speak louder than your words. So they prefer a man who's willing to be wicked and still be in their life. And a lot of men have conformed to that because this is now the society that we live in, where being wicked is cool. And being wicked gets you all the women that you can desire instead of being godly. So just adding on to that point, how has the goal become dim? Because the mindset of the men, they're not truly in the mindset of trying to be a righteous leader. They doing whatever it takes to make it in the society and to get the women and the money.
That's right. Verse 2, the precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, high are they esteemed as earthen pitchers.
Right, the precious sons of Zion, meaning the precious sons of the Israelites. Now you acting worse than the other nations. You acting worse than the Edomites. You know, at least a lot of these Edomites, they still got a sense of superiority. You know, our people, they're not even trying to be superior. You went from wanting to be better than them to wanting to be equal to them to just okay with being less than them. Let Esau make all the decisions. Or let Esau handle the earth. You know, you just gonna be doing nigga shit. That's all our people. That's all the men think about them. So you worse than the Edomites.
They were in my position. See, I ain't doing the hard labor, but I do more than me. Yeah, say I'm somebody like them to my road because I gotta do something else. He would be the first one. Like, I ain't doing all this shit. But then you got the same woman there trying to go home and run somebody.
Right.
I'm like, all you gotta do is this and that. You do it. I won't do it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna sit back and do that. You go do that. Take two screws and put them into something. You think you're gonna run a family?
Right, the precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold. How are they esteemed as earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter?
Using myself as an example, I didn't believe like I'm fine gold. I'm like, I can see something break down, something go wrong. They look at me in my face. Sight this up. They don't go looking for a supervisor, and they looking at me in my face. The other guy who worked the other side of me, you know, he got hurt at work. He got hit by a forklift, so it's been just me.
Damn.
So it's something go down. See, turn around and leave, my man. You do what you gonna do. You gotta do this. But like I say, I put it in their hands. They don't want to do it, even though I don't do nothing.
Right, they fall under pressure.
This is heavy scripture right here, because I said we comparable to fine gold. Now we esteemed as earthly pitchers. It's letting you know we the sons and daughters of the Most High. But now we esteemed like we regular like everybody else. You know, it's like we lower than everybody else. This is how we esteemed them. It's gonna tell you that. It said even the sea monster draweth out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness.
Right. And they said even the seamen, you know, just going into the various different animals, even they still have a sense of righteousness or how the Lord set them up and created them to be. But it said our people, they become cruel like the ostriches in the wilderness. You know, if you know anything about the ostrich, like when they basically they give birth to their young, you know, in the eggs or whatever, if another ostrich come up or whatever the case may be, they'll accidentally step on their own egg, you know, accidentally. Because you know how a lot of animals, they try to take care of their young and be real careful with them. Like think trouble, they gonna actually, panic. They gonna actually go out the way for their young. I seen the video. I think it was either a lion. I think it was a lion. It was a lioness and her cub, one cub, and they was around the water, and the cub accidentally fell in some water, and you can see the panic go right on the line. It knew exactly what was going on, and it knew its cub was in danger, and it reached in there in the water and saved the cub and brought it back to safety. They know when they have those instincts. But our people, our women, they don't move in that manner. They killing their own, or they doing everything to hurt the men of our nation. They'll do so much to hurt the fathers of our nation that it's gonna destroy the young. Even possibly lead up to them killing or death. A lot of instances where even allowing her young to die, she's killing it right off.
What does ostrich symbolize in the Bible? You say in the Bible, ostriches symbolizes desolation, barrenness, and sometimes a lack of parental care or compassion.
Right, lack of parental care or compassion. That's the vast majority of women over here in Babylon the Great. Because even if you got a woman that knows, that'll take care of her young, she loves her children, you got a lot of them that will take care of their children and everything, but got the mindset of, I don't need a man. That's showing lack of parental care or compassion. Because you first of all, you need a man, and then your child needs their father. And if the father can't be in their life, they still need a male role model that's going to be a proper guidance, whether it's a female or boy or girl. They still need that male influence, right male influence. But you having that mindset of I don't need a man, or you can't keep a man because you don't know how to be a woman, you don't know how to be a wife, you don't know how to be submissive or feminine. Like all of that applies to all women.
Right. Yeah, because the man teaches discipline, to the child. Man teach discipline to the child, and if a woman has boys, those boys need that male discipline. A woman can't teach a male how to be a man, and as far as the females, what the scriptures say in Sirach 25, the fathers be harder on the daughters, because they get those wild urges sometimes at younger ages. And so he has to be hard on her to tell her things to do and not to do. So it's a balance, between the man and the woman. Your mom is going to give the emotional side, but the father is going to be the stern, lawgiver and lay down the law of the house, which the Most High set everything up. But they severed that back in the late 60s, 70s, and 80s. When they moved the man out of the household.
So in the Bible, ostriches symbolize desolation, barrenness, and sometimes a lack of parental care or compassion. They are often depicted in passages describing judgment and the consequences of sin.
Consequences of sin, aka the curses what the brother was getting earlier. So really this whole chapter is going into the consequences of sin. It's going into the results of sin. You know, because our people became wicked, the Lord brought the curses, now here go the results. Here go the consequences behind that. You know? The cause and effect. The effect is the curses, the cause are sins.
Then say, it goes into different aspects. It said an overview. Let's say AI with overview. You know, it said lack of parental care. And then it got in Lamentations 4:3, hospice is used as an illustration of parents who are cruel and neglectful of their children.
Right.
The passage states, the daughter of my people is become cruel like the ostrich in the wilderness. So there you go, that's going in. You see it with our women. Yeah, they abort the children, you know what I'm saying? They abort them, they'll have abortion. They'll neglect them, like I said, they'll have children, leave them at home, neglect them, not paying no attention, you know, it is what it is. But it goes back, and this how you know, these are examples to prove who the Israelites are. Because we go into this, our people always have something to say about how we act. This is the perfect example to know who the Lord's people are. He said, this is how you gonna know who they are. And it's gonna be for a sign and a wonder upon them, and it's gonna pursue them. Back in Lamentations 4:3, even the sea monster draweth out the breast, they give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel like the ostrich in the wilderness. The tongue of the young suckling, the tongue of the suckling child cleaveth to the roof of his mouth for thirst. The young children ask bread, and no man break it unto them.
Right. So ain't nobody looking out for the young, you know. The young are suffering because of they suffering because of the curse. They being born into curse. There are a lot of Israelite children being born into horrible situations. You know, and the Lord, you know, if they are the elect, the Lord is gonna, you know, preserve them. But a lot of boys and girls are being born into horrible situations. You know, being born to parents. The father, he ain't with the woman no more. She a single mother, and she ain't even mother material because she never was raised in a proper family. So now he at the mercy of her and her emotions. You know, with nobody to tame her emotions, nobody to guide her. She don't have no guidance. You know, and then she out here with all other types of men. You know, these are the type of situations a lot of Israelite boys and girls are being born into. Then the scriptures say in the Apocrypha, women shall give birth to monsters. So that's the result of all of this. You know, giving birth to monsters. That's why you got these YNs now. You think these YNs grew up in a two-parent household, and if some of them did, or if any of them did, you see how they still turned out. Obviously, it wasn't the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Lord being followed somewhere. You know, everything had been thrown up, but 9 times out of 10, they were growing up in a single-parent household.
Right. You got the grandmama, the mama, and the daughter or granddaughter all in the club at the same time. You know, because used to, you know, there was space and gaps in between the grandmama and the grandchild. But now that gap has been closed to where you got, you know, maybe 10, 15 years between the mom and the daughter, and then, you know, maybe 10, 15 years between the daughter and the granddaughter. You know, so
14 to 17.
You know, they're all right there together.
Said 10 to 15. We say about 13 to 17, 14 to 17.
You know, but they're all right there. Your mom in her 40s and she in the club with her granddaughter, you know.
Say they that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets. They that were brought up in scarlet embrace dung hills.
Right, and that's just going into our people in the hole. Just go through some of these Jacob, especially down here in Mississippi, Jackson.
I'm gonna read that and amplify.
Just start going through some of Jake neighborhoods, South Jackson, West Jackson. Look at how we living. You know, look at how Jake living in all these poverty areas. You know, where it's predominantly Jake. We ain't living nowhere near how we used to be as a sovereign nation. We fell from the time of King Solomon, when we was at our peak, all the way down to what you see now. Beyond the third world country in certain areas.
Limitations 4 and 5 in the amplified. Oh no, this is NLT. Read this in the NLT, then I'm gonna go to amplified. We say the people who once ate the richest food now beg in the streets for anything they can get. And we see this right around here with us. Man. I was watching this brother, it's like his brother video, and he was like, when we look at our, he was like, when you see your people on the street, you're supposed to take it personal. He said you're supposed to look and say, man, that's a God. You know what I'm saying? That's a God. And he out here, you feel me? They take that personal. We understand it, but still take it personally, man. Cause this what the scriptures breaking down. Like we supposed to take that personally, man. When we read this, we once ate the richest food. Now we got our people begging in the street, asking for anything. This how low we fell, man. So spiritually, we is taking this personal. That's why we repented, and that's why we doing what we doing. But now, you know, we see our people on the streets. I be like, dang, man, it be hurt. You know, it be hurtful to see it, man. You know. The people who once ate the richest foods now beg in the streets for anything they can get. Those who once wore the finest clothes now search the garbage dumps for food.
Right. Like you said, even in the downtown here, it's over the years, just coming out downtown, but they've been living like this from day to day. You know, they be living like this every day. And you even had some brothers that had to go through that before they came into the truth, and, you know, and probably, well, I ain't gonna say why they was in it, but before they came into the truth, we had brothers that was going through stuff like that.
Verse 6 in the Amplified verse. For the punishment of the wickedness of the daughter of my people Jerusalem is greater than the punishment for the sin of Sodom, which was overthrown in a moment. No hands were torn toward her to offer help. So what's the our punishment worse than what the Lord did to Sodom and Gomorrah?
Right, at least he got it over with. Them people were gone, and, you know, they ain't suffering. But even what we doing, like, this is suffering. Like we stuck in an impossible position with no way out, and it's getting worse and worse. You know, like from the time of slavery all the way up until now, it's getting worse and worse. Because at least during that time, our people still, they stuck together. You know, it was Esau really going hard to destroy our people. Now he ain't got to do nothing no more. What we have amongst our communities now, that wasn't going on back then. But what we have now is far worse. Right. That's well, I say far worse, but really it's better. But in the grand scheme of things, it's worse because of the mindset.
Right, that's what I was going to earlier when we were reading that Isaiah 1, but on down in Isaiah 1, we're comparing to Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, and then, you know, going over to Revelations 11 and 8, I believe, you know, where there's Sodom in Egypt.
Yeah,
You know,
spiritual side. The American spiritual side.
Sodom in Egypt. So, you know, but going back, you know, and you know, we're still not giving the Most High his glory, his honor, you know. And what's his glory and his honor? Honoring him in these laws, statutes, and commandments, and recognizing him as our power, you know, because our people will recognize the leaders of Babylon, the church leaders, the politicians, and believe in Trump and his administration, you know, before they give the Most High his glory. That's why he's coming with a lot of storms and coming with destruction, because our people, going back into their Hosea 4 and 6, 4 and 6, our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, you know, and they won't give him, we're not being increased to him, like we said. We're not honoring him, you know, and we're honoring the false god of Babylon, you know, and that's not the way he set things up to be.
Her princes were purer than were purer than snow. They were whiter than milk in appearance. They were ruby in body and rubies. They was ruddy in body and rubies. Their polishing was like lapis lazuli, sapphire. Their appearance is now blacker than soot because of the prolonged famine. They are not recognized in the streets. Their skin cleaves to their bones. It is withered and it has become dry like wood.
Come, because you can see the sickness on us, you know, with famine. We don't, spiritually, we don't have the word of the Most High in us, you know, to make our bones fat, make our spirit fat, you know. So physically, you can see that, you know, our skin is darker because it's all decayed from disease and a decaying body. Our minds are decayed from this world because we don't have the spirit of the Most High nourishing our spirit and our body. You know, so you see death on a lot of people.
Those killed with the sword are more fortunate than those killed with hunger.
Right, because when you're hungry, you die from starvation. Your body is eating itself out. You know, it's eating your organs are starting to eat itself to survive. You know, that's more painful than just being, you know, killed by the sword. You know, a lot of jakes, they get shot, they out of here. You know, when you get shot in the right place, if the Lord wants you out of here, you gone. And when they back in the spirit world, now they, you know, it's over with. They ain't got to worry about suffering no more. But you got a lot of jakes. You know, the Lord, if he let you starve to death, you know, that's a horrible judgment.
We're going right back into what the brother was saying. This slow death our people dying with spiritually being dead, that's worse than just gone being died, because that's why you hear the say, well, the Lord had mercy on this. He just took him out. Because that slow death, the spiritual death, right. You just spiritually dead, just out here wandering the streets, just spiritually dead, no sense of what's going on or nothing. Then you slowly die.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can have money, but you spiritually dead, you just slowly, you still dying. It's a slow death, no peace, you know. That's worse than just going getting taken out, man. That's why a lot of people take themselves out.
Right. And that goes back into that Isaiah 1, where it talks about the flesh is decaying, or it may be Malachi, where it talks about the flesh is decaying, and like it's saying, you know, the bones are dried up. You walking zombies. Because the way it describes it is a zombie. You know, we're walking zombies because we don't have the spirit and life of the Most High flowing through us. And let's go back to his laws, statutes, and commandments. So you those dry bones that Ezekiel is talking about.
those killed with the sword are more fortunate than those killed with hunger. For the hungry pine and evil wait for the lack of fruits of the field. The hands of the compassionate women bore their own children. They became food for them because of the destruction of the daughter of my people, Judah.
Right. Like the brother had said earlier, that happened during the time of ancient Rome, when our people when it was sieged all around, no going in, no coming out, and so they basically starved our people out, you know. And what our people do, they start eating each other. That's a part of curses too. That they was gonna eat each other, you know, start eating their children, and that happened before amongst our nation. I forgot which king it was, but it were two women. They came to the king. It wasn't Solomon. Where two women they came to the king, and one of them said that my child, one like, yeah, that wasn't Solomon.
Solomon did the Jews when the Romans when her baby died.
Yeah, because she rolled over.
It's during the time of Bishop. Yeah, during the time of Syria.
But it was a great family, and the women, they said, tonight we're gonna eat your baby, or this, you know, her one baby, and then the other one the next night they're gonna eat the other baby. And so the first lady, she killed her baby, they ate them together, and then the second night she hid her baby, you know, because she didn't want to kill him and eat him. And they went to the king about it, and the king said, you know, if the Lord ain't do nothing for you, what can I do for you? And, you know, he went and he prayed, and, you know, they was in a mournful state. But the point was, the Lord allowed that to happen. So, and what you think gonna happen in today's time? You know, because a famine is coming, a great famine of America is coming. We already seeing it brewing up with all these tariffs, all of that. That ain't just gonna stop, you know. That ain't just gonna, we just gonna forget about it. We're gonna end the tariffs on these other countries. No, the Lord put it on their spirit to actually continue on forward with that, you know, because there ain't nothing but taxes. You know, it's extreme taxes. And Trump, I think it was on the 200% tax or tariff on, what was it, Europe wine, I think it was the European wine. What do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna start taxing America. They're gonna start putting tariffs. Oh yeah. And we yesterday, you know, the brothers, we were going to look for horseradish. You know, the root. We couldn't even find a root. One person, you know, one store told me that it ain't the season, but another store, a lady, J.E., she was at Kroger's. She was saying it's because of Trump, but not just the horseradish. She was going to all, because they produce section look ransacked. Well, the produce on the wall, it barely had anything on the wall. And she was saying a lot of that produce come from overseas, you know, it come from other countries. She said they're not getting their trucks in to replenish that, you know. And she said them trucks been light when it comes to those areas, but it's gonna increase in other areas too, other stores, to eventually the whole store is gonna be empty. You know, the whole store is gonna be ransacked. And what you think people gonna start to do when they really don't have no food or no hunger? I mean, and they're hungry. They gonna start killing each other and eating each other. All that cannibalism, they gonna tap into it. They gonna go, like the brother always say, they gonna go in straight survival mode. They gonna do whatever it takes to survive. And a lot of these children gonna be on the menu.
Yeah, because what's happening now is not just a localized family, it's a nationwide family. I mean, a worldwide family. Because the United States is not trading with other countries, and other countries are not trading with the United States, which eventually everybody's going to stop trading with everybody. And the paragma is going to come because there's going to be a control over the goods that are available. And that's why you're going to have the paragma in order to buy or sell your goods. So the stage is being set for all of this to take place and unfold. And like the brother's going into, when it begins to happen, you know, people are going to go to the extreme to try to feed themselves, you know. And as we were speaking on the Jake women, and probably women of other nations and everybody else, they're going to be trying to feed themselves. A lot of people going to let their kids starve. You know, they're going to worry about themselves. So, you know, the point in time is now to get this word and get on the side of the Most High and not on the side of the government, you know, or Esau. Because being on Esau's side, you desperately lose. It's a guaranteed loss. You can count that in, you know, because the Most High, he's going to take precedent over everything.
Because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor, because he has violently taken away a house which he builded not. Surely he should not feel quietness in his belly. He should not save of that which he desired.
Right, going into the elite of going into Esau and going into the elite of Esau. They finna lose their kingdom, and they finna lose power and control over everything. You know, that's what the Lord, that's why all these things are going on with these countries. You know, they have it in the mindset that they gonna, you know, bring America down, reduce the population, you know, and control the earth in that fashion. But the plans of the Lord is he's bringing all of them down.
I'm gonna read verse 20 on Amplified version. Because he do no quietness or calmness within him, because of his greed, he does not retain anything he desires.
Right. And that's a characteristic of the so-called white man. They can never be satisfied. They can never have enough. And it's primarily talking about the elites.
This is what's coming down on the get away from that dollar, you know what I'm saying, to where they don't have to deal with America anymore. This is what it's coming down to. Because like we read in Isaiah last week, in Isaiah 19, how the Lord got their spirit on their leaders to be do all this ignorant stuff to destroy them. This is what's going on. They thinking the moves they making, you know what I'm saying, right, don't basically setting up this whole digital system, and this is gonna be the final touches on they be going on. This gonna bring their in. This gonna bring their destruction. Here you go, right here. That verse 21. There should none of his feet be left, therefore should no man look for his good. I'm that he's good, good things. Basically, he's good. Okay. So verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, with sufficiency, he shall be in straight. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
All these other nations will come against him. Taking straight. Like you said, in the fullness of his strength, so basically he was of his sufficiency. In the fullness of his sufficiency. He get to the peak of his pinnacle, you know, where he gets to the pinnacle of his empire. Basically, he's getting everything and everybody under his control. You know, he got his system set up to where he can go ahead and implement the MOTB in Revelation 13 and 16 to everybody. He got everybody in the mindset of accepting this new world order. You know, all he got to do is just set the right scenario, and everybody gonna beg for it. You know, the right scenario is gonna make everybody beg. So he get into the fullness of his sufficiency.
The fullness of his excess, if they say great abundance, he will be in trouble. The hand of everyone who suffers will come against him. He is visible on every side.
The hand of everyone who suffers. The whole earth is suffering because of this man, the so-called white man inside Egypt, the elite in Egypt. It's saying everything, all these nations are coming in. And it's mainly America, Babylon, and Greece. All these nations are part of the earth because this is the land that the Lord said he's going to turn into the lake of fire. And the elite, they going to try to hide when Yahweh shall return. And they ultimately, they are the ones controlling everything. They the ones they got their hands behind it all.
Alright, this is Job chapter 20.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm reading. Bring it out again, or it'll be double up. Bring it out.
Alright, this Job 20:23.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. You pick up. Go ahead. Pick up like this.
They said, this is an AMP. It said when he fills his belly, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua will send his fierce anger on him and will rain it upon him while he is eating.
Right, will rain it upon him while he is eating. So when Esau, when these elites, when they think that everything is gonna finally, they plans they've been planning, and their forefathers been planning and trying to do all this time, they think that they gonna be the generation to actually see it all come to pass. Then the Lord is gonna move. He gonna move in a way that disrupts their whole kingdom to the point of no return. And that's the process that he in now. But it really he already in the point of no return because it ain't nothing he can do. But it's in that gradual falling state, you know. But the moment Esau, cause like pairing up with Revelation chapter 12, he see that he have a short time, so he gonna come down with great wrath. This man gonna get extremely sloppy and start trying to move in haste, trying to complete his plan, and that's when the Lord gonna really destroy him. Like really, really bring it all to the ground.
Alright, Job 20:23. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh Shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee.
Right, so when he, like he said, man, it's just like somebody, you eat, and right when you finna get food, you got the last piece, you like, they gonna hit that spot. You know what I'm saying? It's like right when they get to that point, it's like you eat, and then you drop that last piece of that salad, you like, that's how the Lord gonna do it, but that's how he gonna do it, man. Right when they just think they finna get food. You know, the Lord gonna rain down his wrath upon them, man. This is where we in, cause the technology they got now, You know what I'm saying? They think they right here. They like we finna get fooled, man. It's it right here. It's it. Like the brother said, the Lord will rain down his wrath.
He said, flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yeah, the glittering sword cometh out of his galls. Terror are upon them.
Glittering sword gonna
Read that in
going into those missiles.
read that in the text.
Huh?
Read that in the text.
All darkness shall be hid in his secret place. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. Read that in the AMP. It says, complete darkness, misfortunes is held in reserve for his treasure. An unfanned fire will devour him. It will consume the survivors in his tent. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. The ensign of his house shall depart.
The increase.
No, bro. Yeah, the increase a lot. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath.
Right, so the kingdom of Esau is no longer it's no longer increasing. Like his influence over the earth, his power is diminishing. Everything about the Edomite man is diminishing. His population diminishing. Again, his power, his influence, his military might. Because now even with Trump trying to get all the alphabet community out, the whole, trends out of the military, it ain't never been this weak, And we ain't talking about the technology that America got. We talking about the personnel. But you're gonna eventually have to have somebody to operate, and they ain't never been like this. America at one point was the dominant force, but now these other nations, they seeing all the folly that America got going on, and the same people that they seeing on these TikToks and these social media posts, these same people, or kin to the same people, or around the same people, this society that that the people that's in the military grew up in. They saw, and these other nations know it. Now, and that ain't that ain't the only reason why. Ultimately, the Lord is putting it on their spirit, take it down. That's why the Lord had them to build up their military might. But the Lord is destroying this place on all fronts, and ultimately He's destroying Esau on all levels. So now nothing of the Edomite man is superior anymore.
This is the portion of a wicked man from Yahweh Shem Shah, and the heritage appointed unto him by Yahweh Shem Shah.
That was the
I was looking up, it said, that fire not blown. Okay. It's going into it. What verse is it? Yeah, finish the chapter.
Listen, I think I'm done.
Now, if you would like to breathe, to grow, to sleep, we'll go into it. We'll go into it. I was like, the nuclear missile is a fire that's not blown. Out of the hit, it's just straight hit it. It comes from gamma rays, so it comes with wind, but it's blown, but it's a fire not blown. It's like it's direct. We'll go into it.
foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Kabadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Until next time, we say Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Ba ba ba. Shalom.
Shalom.